We'll begin with sets, relations and functions now. First, sets. What is a set? Set you are doing since I think class 6 or 7. Set is a collection of well-defined objects. Well-defined in the sense, like if I say set of good cricket players, that is not well-defined. Good is something very vague, isn't it? You cannot define it properly. Today someone is good in what sense? Tomorrow he may not be that good. Goodness is something which cannot be measured. It's not specific. So therefore it's not well defined. So therefore it is not a set. It will not form a set. Now you have done all that before. Now regarding sets, you have done certain operations like union, intersection, complement. Yes, complement we write with a dash or a bar. Okay, union means collecting all the elements together. If the set A is 1, 2, set B is 3, 4, then the set A union B means 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas if the set is 1, 2 and the set B is 3, 4, then intersection means the common elements. There is no common element, so it will be the null set. Whereas if I had taken 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, then the common element between the two sets would be 2. So A intersection B, in that case, the common element being 2, A intersection B would be the set 2. All these things we have done earlier, so I'm just stating them. Okay, what is A complement? A complement is exclude elements excluding the set A. So if I represent by Venn diagram, this is the universal set, this is the set A. Suppose A complement will mean the set of elements which are outside A, which are not in A. Okay, so it will represent the outside portion. So in other words, you can write any set A dash. A dash is nothing but universal set minus the set A. This also can be written. Okay, Xi stands for universal set. You can take U also. Whatever symbol you use, it's up to you. Okay. And not only that, for a particular set, A union A dash is the universal set Xi. This is your universal set. Union stands for or plus, whatever. Okay, A union A dash is your universal set. As you can see in the Venn diagram, this is your A. The outside is your A dash. So obviously A union A dash will represent Xi. Not only that, if you have an element belonging to A union B, then it means what? Either A belongs to the first set A or A belongs to the second set B. Okay, whereas if you have an element A belonging to A intersection B, it means A belongs to A as well as A belongs to B. That is, we have AND. Intersection is for AND, union is for OR. Please remember this. And not only that, A belonging to A prime means the set A belongs to Xi minus A, because you can see A prime is Xi minus A. Okay, so this is what we have. As I've recapitulated that at the side, intersection stands for AND, union stands for OR. This is Cartesian product. We will do little later. Okay, in fact, or not only that, if required, when we do probability, that time you will see intersection will mean and therefore it will correspond to multiplication. Okay, and union will stand for OR and therefore it will correspond to addition. Okay, so that we will do when we do probability. Then this is a diagram, Venn diagram, which is very, very important for 2 sets, and this is another Venn diagram, this is for 3 sets. Now, when we have 2 sets, this is a set A and this is a set B. This region over here is common to A and B. It is represented by A intersection B because it is A and B both. Whereas for this portion over here, this set where you have dots over there, this portion outside represented by dots, this will contain elements which are in A but not in B. Okay, it has elements, if there are elements which are in B, that is actually excluded. So therefore this represents a region which is common to A and B prime, because B prime means what? B prime means the region outside B. Okay, B prime means, B complement means the region outside B. So this region, obviously this portion over here actually represents, this half moon like portion over here actually represents the region which consists of elements which are common to A and B prime. It is also written as A minus B because from the set A, we don't have elements of set B over here in this region. Similarly, this region over here, this half moon over here, represents what? Represents the region which is common to B and the outside of A, that is A prime. So that is why we write it as A prime intersection B or A complement intersection B. It can also be represented as from the set A, if you keep aside the elements of set, from the set B, if you keep aside or if you remove the elements of set A, then it denotes the dotted portion, and therefore alternative way of representing it is B minus A. So this representation is important. This is representing A intersection B bar. That means what? Only A. Elements which are not in B but only in A. So therefore it represents only A. This region represents both A and B, and this region over here represents only B. Okay. For 3 sets, what is the situation? 3 sets. This region over here, as you can see, these are the 3 sets. This is, I'll make it a little more prominent because it seems like it's a little light. This is one set, which is the set B. This is another set, which is the set A. And this is the third set, which is the set C. Okay, so obviously you can see this region over here, the small portion over here is the region which contains elements which are there in A as well as in B as well as in C. So this region over here is A intersection B intersection C. Okay, now this region, this stripes over here, this portion, okay, this portion is what? This entire portion if I take, then this is the region which is common to A and B. So when I'm leaving out this part, it means it is the region, it does not contain the elements of C. So it is the region which is common to A and B but not to C. That is why we are writing it as A intersection B intersection C bar. In other words, it represents only A and B. Similarly, this striped region over here, if I had taken this entire portion, this would be a region common to B and C, that is, it would be B intersection C. But the moment I leave out this portion, that means elements of A are not there. So this is the region representing A bar intersection B intersection C. That means this is the region which is common to elements contained in only B and C, but not in A. So it is only B and C. Similarly, this striped region over here, this is the region having elements which are in A and C, but not in B. So it means only A and C. Okay. Now the dotted portions, this half moon over here, as you can see, not actually a half moon, whatever. So this portion over here is what? This contains elements which are there in A only, and they are not in B and they are not in C. So therefore it is A intersection B bar intersection C bar. It represents only A. Similarly, this dotted region over here, this represents only B. So it will be bar over A and C, and therefore you have A bar intersection B intersection C bar representing only B. This region over here, this is the region which is representing only C. So therefore it is not in A and B. So it's A bar intersection B bar intersection C. Okay, so this represents only C. So this is something which you need to remember. We'll need it when we do applied problems, that is the word problems that we do, and also we'll need it when we do probability. Then comes a fresh definition, that is symmetric difference of two sets. You have done difference of two sets. As I stated over here, difference of two sets. From B, take away the elements of A. Whatever is left in B will comprise B minus A. A minus B will mean from the set A, take away all the elements of B. Whatever is left in A will constitute A minus B. So symmetric difference of two sets means what? Symbolically we use this triangle symbol in between. Okay, and Venn diagram will be this region and this region together comprises symmetric difference of two sets A and B, of two sets, not three sets, mind you. Okay, so it is basically, what is the definition? It is basically the union of this region is what? A minus B, and this region is B minus A. So it's union between A minus B and B minus A. Or it can be written as, since A minus B can be written in terms of complement like this, that is A intersection B bar, and this partial can be written as A bar intersection B. So I replace, and therefore it can also be written as A intersection B bar union A bar intersection B. And otherwise what we can do is, if you represent this diagram on the whole, this entire portion is your A union B, isn't it? This entire portion is your A union B. So from there, if I take away this white portion which represents A intersection B, then I'll be left with these two regions, and that is nothing but representing symmetric difference between A and B. So it can also be written as A union B minus of A intersection B. So there are three ways of representing it, out of which this is the most popular. So, but you must remember all the three ways of representing it. Let us apply it to a certain numerical. This is an example over here. A is the set 1, 2, 3, 4. B is the set 2, 3, 5, 6. We want to find out the symmetric difference between A and B. How will we find out? First, let us use this definition. A minus B, we'll find out. A minus B means from the set A, when you remove elements of set B, what you are left in set A. So 2 is removed, 3 is removed. What is left in A? 1 and 4. So 1 and 4 constitutes A minus B. Similarly, B minus A. From the B, when you take away elements of A, whatever is left in the parent element, that is B, will constitute B minus A. So from B, 1 is not there, 2 is there, so I'm eliminating it. 3 is there, eliminating it. 4 is not there, leave it. So what is left in the main set B? You are left with 5 and 6, so this constitutes B minus A. So now A's symmetric difference between A and B is A minus B union B minus A. So it's union between 1, 4 and 5, 6. So what is the union between 1, 4 and 5, 6? Obviously, we just merge them together. It's 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is symmetric difference between two sets. Then we have Cartesian product of two sets. What is Cartesian product of two sets? Symbol is what? A cross B. We'll do Cartesian product more in details when we do relations, because there we will need it all the more. So A cross B means what? Symbol is A cross B. It means Cartesian product between A and B, and it is actually set of all the ordered pairs. Ordered pairs means pairs which have a definite order. That is why we are using the term ordered pair. Okay, we write it as though we are writing coordinates. And what is the significance of this ordered pair? Why we are saying ordered? Because the first component over here belongs to the first set, and the second element or the second component of this pair belongs to the second set. So if I represent it in the form of diagrams, then A constitutes, this is the set A, suppose, which is constituted of the elements 1 and 2. Okay, and this is the set B, suppose, which is constituted of the elements A, B and C. So when we want to find out A cross B, definition is what? It is the set of ordered pairs such that the first component X belongs to the first set and the second component belongs to the second set in the pair that we are writing. So A cross B means we have to take the first component from A. So if I fix the first component as 1, I'm taking the second components now. Second components can be either this A, or it can be this B, or it can be this C. So accordingly, what are the pairs that I have? I have 1A, I have 1B, 1A, 1B, 1C. This is what I've written over here. Okay. Now I will fix the second element of the first set. Okay. For 1, I paired with the 3. Now for 2, I will pair with the 3. 2, if I pair with the 3, then what do I have? 2A, 2B, and 2C. Accordingly, I have written over here 2A as the next ordered pair, 2B is the next ordered pair, 2C is the next ordered pair. So these collectively constitute the set A cross B. Okay, so this is Cartesian product between A and B. If it had been B cross A, then I would fix B first. B, if I take A, then it is A1, A2. Okay, next B, then I will fix B1, B2. Next, C I will fix as the first component in B, C1, C2. That will constitute B cross A. We'll do that more elaborately later. I'm just giving an introduction. Then you have certain laws on sets which you have to memorize, out of which De Morgan's law is very, very important. Okay, what is De Morgan's law? A intersection B complement. You can write bar also. Okay, A intersection B whole bar or A intersection B whole complement. It gets distributed. First of all, it becomes A complement. Intersection complement is your union. Okay, union B complement. So A complement, union B complement it becomes. Similarly, if you have A union B whole complement, then it becomes A complement intersection B complement. Union becomes intersection. This is De Morgan's law and it is very, very important. Okay. Besides that, there are other properties on sets like commutativity. What is commutativity? That is reverse. When you take union, union is commutative, intersection is also commutative, just like addition. A 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2, it's like that. So A union B is the same as B union A. Similarly, A intersection B is the same as B intersection A. Then there's another property, distributivity. Distributivity of one operation over the other. Just like multiplication and addition are distributive. 2 into 3 plus 6 if you do, it is the same as doing 2 into 3 plus 2 into 6. It gets distributed. So here also same thing. If you have A intersection B union C, I think it can't be made out, that's why I'm making it. It gets distributed. That is, it becomes A intersection B, that is this with this and this with this. Union A intersection C. Similarly for intersection. Okay, if it had been the other way around, then it would be, suppose it's like this, A intersection B union C. If this is the situation, then it gets A union C, it gets A union C intersection, now B with this, that is B union C, and so on. That is why I've written etc. Then you have associativity property. Associativity property is what? Shifting of brackets. Just like you have 2 plus 3 plus 5 is the same as 2 plus 3 first and then 5. Here also same thing. A intersection B intersection C, when you have, you can distribute, you can associate it, that is, you can shift the brackets. You can take A intersection B first and then you can take C. No problem with that. This is associative law. Then you have idempotent law. Okay. This is something very simple. You know the property, but you're not familiar with the term, I think. A intersection A is obviously your A itself. Any set intersected with itself is the set itself. A union A is also the set A itself. I'll put a star over here for De Morgan's because this is what we will need. Okay. Then there are other laws like A union A bar is your universal set. I have written that already earlier. And A intersection A bar is your null set. This is also an important property. Null set I have written over here. Then you have identity laws. What are the identity laws? These are also important. When you are unifying with the null set, it gives the set A itself. Any set, when you're unifying with the universal set, obviously it will become the universal set because this is bigger. Okay, and here this is also bigger. Union means what? Merging the two, so obviously it will be the bigger set. When it comes to intersection, A intersection Xi, that means as it is A is an element of A has elements which are contained in Xi, so the common elements will be obviously the set A itself. So in case of intersection, it is the smaller set. A intersection Xi is the smaller set. A intersection null set will be the null set because there is nothing common between A and the null set other than the null set itself. Okay, so these are the important properties which you need to know. Okay, so then we'll move on to some other properties related to sets and the relations between them. So first you note down these somewhere and you make sure you get a fair idea of them and it enters your head. Okay,